Hello, my name is Sfactr, and welcome to Hour 1 of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. So I'm jumping in here to the third mission of the game. It's sort of interesting the way that they frame missions and the way that they're set up. It's a pretty open structure. I just picked one from a menu. Maybe I'll go back and I'll try to show the way the mission structure works in the game. In the way I can just sort of pick which one I tackle at any time in the open world, and the map comes up, I pick a spot on the helicopter and or the landing zone for a helicopter, and it just drops me right in. So we need to eliminate the Spetsnaz commander. This video should be pretty spoiler free. I wanted to make sure that I had a little bit of a handle on the game before I jumped in and did any sorts of let's play or gave my impressions. And yes, this is an hour 1 gameplay, but it probably won't be an hour. I don't want to necessarily upload hour-long videos to my channel. It's hard to digest that way. Yes, there is a flower picking element like there is in every fucking game anymore. At least it feels like that way to me. Let's think of games where there's flower picking. Far Cry, The Witcher, Dragon Age. Think of any open world game anymore and you're gonna be picking fucking flowers to craft something. So this game has it. This game also has horses. And I can sprint too, or gallop. So why don't I do that? Maybe I should pull out my binoculars too. So this is Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I went through the prologue and the first couple missions to avoid any spoilers. And to familiarize myself with just what I'm doing, because the controls are a little complicated. I would say it took me about 40 minutes to get back into it. I did play Ground Zeroes, but it was a few months ago. And I don't think I ever really had a good handle on the control scheme, even in Ground Zeroes. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what's going on in this mission, other than I gotta kill this guy. That's gonna help me out. The binoculars will mark enemies, similar to what you've seen in something like a Far Cry. And it's not bad, except the AI is pretty good. I do have a sniper rifle, but I can't just sit back here and snipe people off like I could in Far Cry. Let's see what this has to say. Press the change view button to change the camera to first person view. Which is really the only way to aim in this game. I've tried aiming in the third person, and I think I miss more often than I hit a target. But I don't think we want to... Somebody doing push-ups in there or something. I don't think we want to fire our unsilenced weapon. I think it'd be better to get in close and see what we can do with some CQC. Oops. You find these things across the map, common metal. All these things are used in. I hesitate to call it a crafting system. It's not really crafting, but there is a development page so that you can make new weapons and gadgets for Snake. Okay, I just want to make sure we have everybody here. Oftentimes guys they'll hide inside buildings and they'll be taking naps, and they're not always patrolling all at the same time, and you'll miss guys and not mark them, and they'll end up surprising you. But we should be good now. The stun gun is very good. It took me a while to get the hang of it, but it's very, very reliable. I'll try to show that off. Especially if you're going for non-lethal gameplay or playthroughs, you're great at the end of each mission, and if you don't kill anybody, then you get a better score. I also equipped this camo. The way I understand is that certain camos work better for certain environments, which makes sense, but oftentimes it's not implemented in games. You would think that that's something that games would implement, but I haven't ever really seen too much effort put into that. But not so in this game. Alright, I think we should probably take this guy out. Okay. Now, this is the purpose of the game, so far, to what I can tell. It's to launch people on the rocket chute to Mother Base.
Extraction failed.
And that time he failed. So 90% chance, and I got unlucky. So he was lost in the atmosphere. Oh, there's a guy up there. And so I'm probably going to want to get out of this spotlight here. We'll go ahead and pick up these materials. There's other things called the rough diamonds. They give you the cash you need. You need a whole bunch of stuff. The point of knocking people out and sending them back to your base is because the more people that you capture and send back to your base, you can add them to your team. Put them on maybe the research and development team, and it'll increase the number of items you can develop. So that dude was successful.
He's coming too. Roger that.
But I wonder. Whoa. Enemies were alerted to the apparently to the parachute, which totally makes sense, actually, now that I think about it. So I'm gonna try and escape because whoa. And see, that tends to happen to me too. Okay. So he's dead. And my suppressor... covered me there. For now. Let's see if we can take this guy out. Perfect. Okay. And we're gonna try sending him back to our base too. Obviously, you can't send dead people back to your base. You can only send these night-night guys to outer space. So that's what we're gonna do. Uh-oh. So that's not good. I did not expect that guy to come from there.
Extraction failed.
And he failed. So that's unfortunate. But I'm not entirely sure where I am, so let's go ahead and get out of here since this area is pretty hot. I'm not entirely sure why I went down this way. Well, actually, it didn't turn out to be that bad considering those guys are in there. It's actually a pretty decent distraction. One of the things that I really like about the game is, I mean, it would take you forever to go through this with a perfect stealth approach. I mean, maybe I guess if you're really good, but part of the idea of giving you all these different tools to use is so that when things don't usually work out, you can improvise. And I'm a fan of that.
Looks like the enemy's lost sight of you. They're gonna try to hunt you down.
What were they doing before? Pretty sure they've been hunting me down. Okay. We should probably take this guy out in the watchtower. I don't know how we're gonna do that though. Maybe we can climb up and take him out. Throw him off the side. That'd be nice. Yep, the only problem is that his body is in the middle of nowhere, but as far as hiding bodies go, initially, that's what I was doing, but now that you can capture them, that seems to be the more useful strategy. Okay, we got a lot of guys coming after me. Okay. I can't shake this guy. That's pretty good. That did not work well. Alright. We're improvising. But I don't think this is going to work well because we want to, well, we want to eliminate the commander, so I guess it'll work alright. And take this barrel out. You can see how shooting in third person, not very effective. Grab the metal. So this didn't go quite as planned. I've had some other more successful stealth attempts, but it's fair to say this one, not so good. That's the commander. Well, that's the cardboard box. And that's something. I agree.
Doesn't count as eliminating him. Neither does knocking him out.
So let's get him out of here. Maybe we can jump through the window. Maybe not. The music's a nice touch. Okay, let's go around here. Let's make sure we've collected everything that we can. I won't leave anything behind. Not even the man. That's another thing. The game is a. I chose to infiltrate at nighttime. You could choose to infiltrate during the day. All right, let's set him down and get him out of here. And that should be the mission.
Secured. I'll tell the client we sent the target to a place outside of heaven. Boss, your objective's complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land. Don't hang around.
Okay. Not entirely sure what that means, or even if there's any other guys around here, if I killed them all. They all ran towards me after I got spotted the last few times. Oh, I think I gotta call in the chopper. Okay, but we probably shouldn't do that out in the open. So, oh, that's perfect.
Those are raw diamonds. Collecting them as assets will raise our GMP.
So the GMP, that's what's used for all this stuff.
Specify a project.
So that costs 20,000 GMP. So all these projects to make all these different weapons, some that do more damage, some that knock people out, that are non-lethal. All these types of things you develop from here, and they're all based on your staff. And so I have 14 out of 30 people on the R&D team. You can move them around. You can throw them into support. I guess the brig is another station. And each one allows you to develop different things. So I'm still in the process of sort of figuring out
Specify a project.
exactly how it all works, but the game doesn't really bring you up to speed, and I think for the most part that's one of the things this game does, is it does kind of just toss you in, and it expects of you to just learn it. And just experiment with it, just the way you would experiment in any sort of gameplay, and eventually you'll get the hang of it. Definitely hear a guy. But we'll go ahead and call in the chopper if I can figure out how to do that. Okay. How do I call in the chopper? Alert level moderate. And now there's a sandstorm, which I guess is good for me to get out of here.
So when sandstorms come in, sandstorms effectively make you blind and deaf.
But I can barely see anything.
Me too. Use the situation to your advantage.
I think we'll just get out of here. Okay, now there was a tutorial on how to call in the chopper. There it is. Pick up.
Please select a landing zone. Support
Let's do it.
helicopter requested.
But overall, I mean, the game is really, really well done. They give you a whole lot of tools at your disposal. You got the day-night cycle, whole weather effects and systems, a big base and crafting simulator on top of the stealth gameplay. It's a ton of fun. Once you can get past the prologue, I thought the prologue was a little long, and as my first Metal Gear game, besides Ground Zeroes, it was a little obtuse for me, and I realized that comes with the franchise. But there wasn't a significant amount of gameplay or enough interaction to really keep it all that compelling while all that was going on.
Extraction arrived at
Whoops.
Mother Base.
So there's all those materials,
Support
including my
helicopter
money.
has arrived.
And we'll sprint over here. And this should end the mission. And I'll show you some of the screens that I was talking about for how to start up another mission. I've heard some people say things like, you can just run in and kill everybody, and that did work for me. I'm sure it'll reflect in my score how terribly I did. So stealth will always be your first option. If you don't like stealth, it's really hard to give this too much of a recommendation. But if you love stealth, I mean, this is as good as it gets.
Project has been added.
Mission complete. Great work.
So no retries, which I think is I think nice that they throw that in there. So obviously no kills, no reflex. Reflex is the thing that slows down time for a couple of seconds, so you can get off a shot. Maybe it'll save your life. So there's all sorts of different bonuses and things like that factor into your score, and I think the retries is really a good one. Just sort of go with the flow, and that makes it a little bit more fun too. So you're not spending an hour or longer on trying to perfect one mission. But I mean, by all means, I mean, if that's the type of stealth gameplay you like, I definitely can say that I've played many a number of Deus Ex missions or Splinter Cell games the same way, where you're really going for that perfect stealth and you retry a mission 10 times before you get it. That can be just as fun. Heroism's not something that's been explained too much, so we'll have to see exactly what that does as the game progresses, and every single mission begins and ends with credits, so we're seeing a lot of Konami.
How you feeling, boss? Getting used to being in the field again? Having choppers and horse at your disposal is indispensable for operating in the wilds of Afghanistan. I've gone ahead and arranged for you to be able to develop and customize weaponry for support choppers. And you can also develop new equipment for D-Horse if you like. Use your eye.
I'm just gonna call him Roach. Well, that's pretty good. I didn't expect that. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know if there's like a way you can figure out if a person is A plus like this, A plus plus S. I think there's got to be a way for you to figure out when you extract certain people what their ability score is. Or if you can only get it at the end of the missions. But that's okay. At the moment, I just need men.
Side ops list
By
updated.
connecting your iDroid to the onboard computer, you turn the chopper into your own Aerial Command Center, or ACC. Some elements of staff assignment and R&D of weapons and items can only be performed from there. Take as long as you need to consider all your options.
Thank you. So these are all the collectibles that you can get in the game. I think eventually I'll listen to them just because the universe is interesting enough, and it'll give you just some background on the beginning of the game here. So this is what happens when you're back in your helicopter. You can start customizing a whole bunch of stuff. So customize your helicopter. Oh, this is different. Yeah, let's do this. What do I want? That's not very stealthy. Do that one. Okay, we'll save it too. That's a good idea. So these are all new to me. These just unlocked. Yeah, I'm more of a blue guy myself. That doesn't seem to cost anything either. And then, of course, this avatar, which I clicked, but I'm not sure if I wanted to. Yeah, we're just gonna exit that. I'm not entirely sure, again, what the point is of the avatar. And so we've been through the staff stuff. Let's just go ahead and jump into another mission here. Or if I was to jump into another mission, A Hero's Way, completed. It shows my grade, as well as it looks like 2 out of 5. So extracted the Spetsnaz commander, eliminated and extracted. So there were a few other objectives there. Secured the process materials. I wonder if I could, it looks like I could accept the mission again. I'm not sure if that would restart or if it'd allow me to to just sort of complete the mission tasks that I didn't. This is the same one here. Extracted commander from... It looks like I could go back and complete some of these optional objectives. So even the prologue, completed the mission without triggering reflex mode. I was spotted a few times during that. And then that other long one. Without allowing the man on fire to attack even once. So sort of optional objectives, I suppose, would increase your score. And so this is what happens. You want to do C2W, you pick it, you accept it, you pick, if there's multiple helicopters or landing points, you pick which one you want. This is the only one, so we'll go in there. It'll pull you up at this this little loadout page, and you'll equip all the things that you want to go in with. We'll go with Roach. And all the same equipment that I have to this point. Got the sniper rifle, my assault rifle, all that good stuff. And then you jump in, and I personally like attacking at night if they give you the option. And so then you just jump in. So I was a little turned off after the prologue, but once you get dumped into the open world, the game is definitely winning me over. I can see why so many people are impressed with it.
Boss, you need to disable the Soviets' reinforcement system by putting a hole in their base-to-base comms network. Head for the eastern communications post and destroy its comms equipment. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
I would like to try out the sniper rifle and see exactly how much noise it makes. But then again, lethal kills are really discouraged. Only if you have to.
Be careful down there, boss.
So that was the first mission, or I guess the third mission, the first of the set of missions where you can choose after the beginning of the game of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. So far, really liking it. I think if you like stealth, if you like action, you like open world games, this game definitely has all of that in spades, as well as a number of different RPG elements to it as well. And I'm gonna keep playing, and maybe I'll make another video after I've played a few more hours, if I have some more impressions. But initial impressions, the game is very, I hate to make this pun, solid. Once again, my name is Sfactr. If you like this video, be sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks for watching.